We have really great sponsors like EH Financial sponsor us, and we will promote you on the show too. Now for the morning buzz, everyone is talking about the Clinton Foundation and the big scandal going on with that. Is it a scandal? Isn't it a scandal?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, and Republicans say it's corrupt. The Associated Press reports troubling connections between wealthy donors and access to Hillary during her time as Secretary of State. So negotiation Derrick Chevalier joins us now to discuss the issue.
Good morning.
Derrick,
how are you?
Thank you for being on.
It's a
Mr.
privilege.
Chevalier.
Thank you. It was very
And
nice
I
to be
totally
here.
butchered that. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
But at least now they'll
Chevalier.
pay attention. Yeah,
Hey, that was
Chevalier.
great compared to some of what I hear. That was wonderful. Thank you. Morning.
How about this big foundation issue? Is it
Right.
really what?
Yeah,
they're
is it a
saying
controversy? Yes. Is it significant in terms of the charges? I think not, but are there some issues? Well, of course. The Clinton Foundation was established in '97, and then later in '13, I think, became both Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea. And they're very different. Charity Watch and Charity Navigator find it difficult to even rate it because they don't take in money, and they've taken in about $2 billion. They don't take it in and then give it out, as many charitable organizations do. They take the money in, and then they hire people to accomplish specific projects. Very different.
Now, it was established by President Clinton, and it kind of kicked in more right after his presidency, correct?
Well, yeah, 1997. He established in New York, but they're in several locations. And then, as I say now, up until Hillary Clinton became Secretary of State, very involved, Chelsea very involved. And they work in AIDS and HIV primarily. The issue, the controversy, is whether or not big donors, foreign countries, get access through their donations. Is that true? Yes. Is there another charitable organization taking in $2 billion where that's not true? No. There is no political organization that's raising money that isn't giving access, and maybe that's all there is. I think the implication is that with Hillary, there was more access and more interaction between the State Department.
So does that lay into her email scandal as far as, was she hiding something? Were they asking for particulars? Now you're hearing there were no headers on some of her emails. Was
Right.
that to be more secretive about how they were managing things?
Right.
And are the Republicans blowing it out of proportion versus maybe this really needs to be examined?
Yeah, I think it does need to be examined, because if you don't examine it and look at the questions, then the hyperbole becomes the fact. And I actually heard somebody the other day actually say, and she's 90 years old, voting for Donald Trump, and saying, well, everything you hear about Donald Trump is conjecture, but everything you hear about Hillary Clinton is fact. Well, that's the problem, because most of it is not fact, and most of the accusations are just that, accusations. And
Now, I'm sorry if I may. Would you say that only Republicans are attacking this issue, or is it something that's actually...
Absolutely not. There are people on every side. As I said, Charity Navigator says they can't even tell because they don't have a way to measure the model. Charity Watch.
Let me just I wonder if that was done intentionally too, so there was
Probably
enough watching.
I think so, because they have more control. After all, they're responsible. If they give money away and somebody does something, they're responsible if they do it.
Also very interesting, the Bushes were in support
In many of their
the project in
projects,
Haiti, and
many
obviously
of
it
the
looked like it was
projects.
great because we
Sure.
had the unity of both
Yes.
parties.
Yeah.
And we even heard Jeb slamming
Yeah.
Trump
Right.
recently. What does this mean? It's
Look,
so interesting.
What
to
it
me.
means is that because there are so few issues around the Trump presidency, and they've got to find or bid for the presidency, they've got to find issues that attack Hillary Clinton. Not bad. It's what you do in politics. Is anybody saying that the organization hasn't done great work? Not really, because the AIDS Watch and HIV, they've done lots of work. Is there probably some impropriety in $2 billion, I'd be flabbergasted if not. But if you have nothing else to talk about, then the Clinton Foundation becomes a great target.
Well, then they're even talking about donations from countries
Sure, foreign
and
governments.
individuals who are
Right.
actually in support of ISIS. So does that mean Hillary is in support of some of the issues that we have abroad?
Yeah. Well, I think that the question can be asked. The issue is no. Nobody's actually saying that she's supporting ISIS through that. No.
In reality is that I was reading, and they do a lot of work, international work, and then here in the United States,
Sure.
I think a lot of schools, correct, benefit from
Absolutely.
it, a lot of
Sure.
educational
Absolutely.
programs.
They're doing great work. Is there controversy? Do we need to look at it? Yes, we do. Sure. But is it really corrupt, and is it connected to the emails? Probably not. She certainly wasn't doing things. No, there's no proof that she was doing things.
Well,
for
we're
donations.
hearing more and more about how hard she attempted at erasing different things with some of the programs and so
Sure.
forth. So some of the original comments about, I didn't do this, and
Right.
in reality, it was really scrubbed quite measurably
Right.
from some of the news that's come out more
Right.
recently.
But
So-
let me ask you this question. How would you be with letting the world into every one of your emails? Because I'm hoping it never happens.
Well, we're probably going to have to tack that on the next,
Yeah,
next
great
time.
question.
Thank
Join
you
us
very
for the
much.
Next Morning Buzz.
Thank you so
So,
much.
Derrick Chevalier,
I love it.
Wonderful.
Very good. Yeah.
thank you for being with us
Thank you
this
so
morning.
much.
Coming up, he's a writer and a director with a new movie coming out.
That's right. We're going to meet Sati Gossett, which, if his last name does sound familiar, then it should. He's joining us to discuss his film Forgiveness, coming up next.